Someone is uploading a song to Spotify right now. They may not own a studio. They may not play guitar. They may not know how to sing, mix, master, or write a bridge. They may have started with one sentence typed into Suno. But the real answer is stranger than AI makes music now. The real story is that music creation has split into two different jobs. One job is making a song. The other job is turning that song into a release. And most people only think about the first one. They imagine the magic moment, the prompt, the voice, the beat, the instant song appearing on the screen like a trick. But the money, if there is money, does not come from the trick. It comes from the pipeline. A song becomes an asset only after it moves through decisions, editing, rights checks, cover art, distribution, metadata, release dates, royalty reports, and the boring numbers that tell you what actually happened. This is the part nobody wants to look at, but this is the part that matters. So imagine you are starting from zero. You open Suno, and the first thing you do is not chase a hit. You choose a lane. This matters because a random song is almost impossible to build around. One day you make dark country. The next day you make hyperpop. The next day you make sad piano trap. Each song may be interesting, but the listener has no reason to understand you. A catalog needs gravity. So before you generate anything, you decide what world the song belongs to. Maybe it is gothic country for late-night highway drives. Maybe it is soft shoegaze for people staring out bus windows. Maybe it is aggressive funk for gym edits. Maybe it is dark blues trap for a fictional artist with a whole visual identity. The genre is not just sound. It is packaging. It is audience. It is cover art. It is playlist fit. It is the reason one song can lead into the next. Then you write the prompt. Not a lazy prompt. Not make me a good song. You write like a producer giving direction. You describe tempo. You describe mood. You describe instrumentation. You describe vocal tone without asking for a real artist's voice. You describe structure. You describe the emotional scene. A stronger prompt might say, slow gothic country ballad, dusty baritone vocal, minor key acoustic guitar, distant pedal steel, simple kick drum, haunted highway mood, chorus that feels lonely but catchy, cinematic outro, no famous artist imitation. That last part matters. Do not ask for someone else's exact voice. Do not try to clone a living artist unless the platform has a specific licensed feature that allows it and the rights are clear. Do not upload vocals, melodies, beats, samples, or lyrics you do not control. Do not build your business on impersonation. That is not strategy. That is a problem waiting to happen. Suno can generate the song, but you still have to make choices like a human being. You generate several versions. Not one, several. The first version might have the right chorus but weak verses. The second might have a beautiful melody but messy lyrics. The third might have the perfect mood, but an awkward vocal line that sounds almost right and somehow wrong. This is where the amateur stops. They hear one decent output and upload it. But the builder listens like an editor. You keep the best version. You extend the strongest section. You rewrite lyrics that sound generic. You remove phrases that feel too close to existing songs. You generate alternatives. You compare choruses. You ask one brutal question. Would a stranger save this? Not would they tolerate it. Not would they believe AI made it. Would they save it? Because streaming is not built on curiosity alone. A listener may click once because the idea is strange. But if the song does not create a feeling, they will not replay it. They will not add it to a playlist. They will not follow the artist. And without repeat listening, the royalty report stays quiet. After the song is chosen, you clean it. This can mean downloading the audio, checking loudness, fixing obvious glitches, trimming dead space, separating stems if your plan allows it, and taking the track into a DAW like FL Studio, Logic, Ableton, Reaper, or BandLab. You do not have to become a Grammy engineer, but you need basic quality control. Is the intro too long? Does the vocal clip? Is the ending ugly? Does the chorus hit louder than the verse? Does the song sound thin next to similar tracks? Are there weird artifacts that make it feel disposable? AI music often fails in small places. A syllable bends wrong. A snare sounds washed out. A guitar part melts into mush. A vocal sounds emotional for 10 seconds, then becomes strangely empty. The fix is not always complicated. Sometimes you trim the intro. Sometimes you add a clean master. Sometimes you layer a real instrument. Sometimes you replace the cover art and title because the song is good, but the package is terrible. This is where human taste becomes the product. The machine can generate, but you decide. Then comes the part people skip because it feels legal and boring. Rights. You check the current Suno terms inside your account. You confirm whether the song was made on a plan that grants commercial use. You confirm whether the track can be downloaded and monetized. You confirm whether any retroactive commercial rights are actually available for that specific song, instead of assuming every old free plan song automatically becomes commercial after you subscribe. This distinction matters. A paid subscription may grant commercial rights for songs made while subscribed, and Suno says retroactive rights may be offered in certain cases. But a creator should not build a release strategy on rumors, screenshots from old posts, or what someone said in a comment section. You check the rights where the rights actually live. Then you keep proof. You keep receipts. You keep screenshots of the plan. You keep the song creation date. You keep the prompt. You keep the downloaded file. You keep the edited file. You keep the cover art. You keep the distributor upload confirmation. This is not paranoia. This is asset management. If a distributor asks questions later, you want a clean paper trail. If a platform asks where the song came from, you want an answer. If your catalog grows, you do not want hundreds of mystery files named Final, Real, Final 7. You treat the release like it may matter later, because maybe it will. Now you need a name. The artist name should not look like spam. This is one of the biggest mistakes in AI music. People create 10 fake artists with cheap names, random profile pictures, and generic song titles. Then they wonder why nobody cares. A release needs identity. If the song is gothic country, the artist page should feel like that. If the song is futuristic funk, the covers should feel like that. If the music is soft ambient sleep music, the title should not look like a joke. You are not just uploading audio. You are creating a reason for someone to believe the song belongs somewhere. Then you prepare the metadata. Metadata is the information that tells stores what the release is. Song title, artist name, featured artists, songwriter credits, producer credits, genre, language, release date, explicit content status, copyright owner, publishing information, ISRC, UPC, territory availability. This is not decoration. Metadata is how platforms understand your release. Bad metadata can delay approval. Fake metadata can get rejected. Misleading credits can create problems. Using a famous artist's name in your title or artist field to hijack search traffic is not clever. It is risky. So you keep it clean. Next, you choose a distributor. Spotify does not let most independent artists upload directly. You usually go through a distributor like DistroKid, TuneCore, CD Baby, United Masters, Lander, RootNote, Ditto, or another approved delivery service. Each one has different fees, payout schedules, splits, features, and rules about AI-generated music. Read them. This is not optional. Some distributors may ask whether AI was used. Some may have restrictions. Some may reject low-effort or suspicious catalogs. Some may remove releases if they detect fraud, impersonation, copyrighted material, or artificial streaming. So the smart move is simple. Be honest. Use original prompts. Do not imitate real artists. Do not steal beats. Do not upload copyrighted vocals. Do not bot your streams. Do not pay for fake playlist placements. The fastest way to ruin a music catalog is to chase fake numbers. Fake streams do not build fans. They build risk. A real release strategy is slower, but it survives. You upload the song through the distributor. You choose a release date at least 2 to 4 weeks ahead when possible. This gives stores time to process the track. It gives you time to prepare content. It gives you time to pitch through Spotify for artists after the track is delivered. Once the distributor sends the song to Spotify, you claim or access the artist profile through Spotify for artists. Then you prepare the pitch. This part matters more than people think. Spotify's editorial pitch form asks about genre, mood, instruments, culture, language, location, and story. You do not write, "This is a fire song." You explain where it fits. A better pitch says the track is a dark Gothic country ballad built around lonely highway imagery, baritone vocals, acoustic guitar, and a haunted chorus designed for sad country, Southern Gothic, and late-night driving playlists. That gives the system context. It gives humans context too. Spotify says unreleased music becomes available in Spotify for artists after your label or distributor delivers it, and pitching at least 7 days before release lets Spotify add the song to your followers' release radar. But even if you do everything right, most songs do not land on major editorial playlists. That is normal. The goal is not one magic gatekeeper. The goal is learning how releases behave. Now the song goes live. This is where people get impatient. They check Spotify every hour. They refresh the artist page. They look for money the next day. But royalties do not work like instant cash. Streams take time to report. Distributors take time to receive money. Spotify pays rights holders, and then your distributor pays you according to its schedule and your agreement. The royalty report may lag behind the listening activity by weeks or months. This is where the fantasy meets accounting, and accounting is where the real business starts. A royalty report is not just a payment statement. It is a map. It may show the track title, store, country, month, number of streams, gross royalties, fees, net payout, currency conversion, and your share. It may show that one song did nothing in the United States, but got unexpected streams in Brazil. It may show that a short track gets skipped, while a slower track gets saved. It may show that your best performing song is not the one you expected. That report is feedback. You look at it like a producer and a business owner. Which songs got streams? Which songs got saves? Which countries responded? Which release titles worked? Which covers looked clickable? Which genres are forming a pattern? Which artist page is worth building? Which songs should get music videos, shorts, lyric videos, remixes, or merch? Most people only see royalties as money. But early royalties are information. The first report may be small, maybe a few cents, maybe a few dollars, maybe nothing. That can feel disappointing if you imagined instant passive income, but it is also normal. Now zoom out. Spotify reported paying more than $11 billion to the music industry in 2025. It reported nearly $70 billion in lifetime payouts. It reported that more than 13,000 artists generated at least $100,000 from Spotify in 2025. More than 1,500 artists generated over $1 million. 80 artists generated over $10 million each. Those numbers are huge. They prove streaming is a giant economy. But they are not a promise to you. They do not mean one random upload becomes a career. They mean the room is huge. And in a huge room, the person with a system has a better chance than the person with one lucky file. That is the gap. The gap between uploading a song and building a royalty machine is the gap between a file and a catalog. So the serious creator stops thinking in one song. They think in catalogs. One release teaches you. 10 releases reveal a pattern. 50 releases become data. 100 releases, if they are organized and targeted, can become a real asset base. But only if quality stays high. This is the trap. Because Suno can make a lot of songs quickly, you may start thinking volume is the whole game. It is not. Bad volume is noise. Good volume is a library. A library has lanes. A library has repeat listeners. A library has visual consistency. A library has metadata discipline. A library has artists that make sense. A library has songs that belong in playlists without sounding like spam. You might build one artist around dark country, another around ambient guitar sleep music, another around funk workout tracks, another around sad internet pop. But each artist needs a reason to exist. Do not flood Spotify with unfinished experiments. Build shelves. Each shelf has a sound. Each sound has a listener. Each listener has a moment. Driving at night. Crying after work. Studying alone. Gaming with friends. Falling asleep. Remembering someone. Feeling powerful for 3 minutes. Music works because it attaches to moments. AI does not remove that. It makes it more important. After the first release, you repeat the process. Prompt. Generate. Select. Edit. Check rights. Master. Package. Distribute. Pitch. Promote. Track reports. Learn. Release again. Then you promote the song where the audience already lives. Short-form video. YouTube visualizers. TikTok edits. Instagram reels. Playlist submissions. Reddit communities, carefully. Discord servers, carefully. Your own website. Your own mailing list. Reddit communities, carefully. Discord servers, carefully. Your own website. Your own mailing list. Your own merch if the artist identity is strong enough. But the best promotion still starts with the song making sense. A good short video can make someone curious. A good song makes them stay. Then the royalty reports come back again. This time you compare. Song A got more streams, but Song B got more saves. Song C did better in Mexico. Song D did better on algorithmic radio. Song E had a high skip rate, which may mean the intro was too long. Song F got almost no streams, but the cover had the strongest click-through on social. You turn reports into decisions. This is the professional mindset. Not emotional guessing, not panic, not delusion. Feedback. If a report shows a song earned 10 cents, you do not cry over 10 cents. You ask what the 10 cents taught you. If a report shows a song earned $10, you ask how to make the next song stronger. If a report shows a song earned $100, you ask whether that sound deserves more releases. If a report shows a song earned $1,000, you ask how to protect the lane, expand the brand, and stop making random distractions. The numbers do not just pay you, they train you. This is why royalty reports matter. They turn music into a measurable system, not because art is only numbers, but because numbers reveal behavior. People may say they love experimental music, but the report shows what they replay. People may compliment your weirdest song, but the report shows what they save. People may ignore the release you expected to win, then quietly stream the one you almost deleted. The report has no ego. It just tells you what happened. And that is what you build from. But here is the uncomfortable truth. Most people using AI music will not get rich. Most will upload too fast. Most will skip rights. Most will use weak names. Most will make covers that look cheap. Most will misunderstand royalties. Most will see small numbers and quit. Most will treat Suno like a slot machine. But the person who treats it like a production tool has a different path. They can write better prompts. They can build artists. They can organize a catalog. They can test genres. They can create visual worlds. They can study royalty reports. They can use the big numbers as motivation without lying to themselves. That is the real process. Not type prompt, get rich. More like this. Choose a lane. Generate carefully. Edit brutally. Check the rights. Package professionally. Distribute correctly. Promote consistently. Read the reports. Let the reports change your next move. Then do it again. That is how a song becomes a release. That is how a release becomes a catalog. That is how a catalog becomes a business. And it all may have started with one sentence typed into Suno. But the sentence was never the business. The system was.